Hello YouTube. I hope this finds you well. It is the Sunday, the 22nd of September 2024, and getting ready to do a run. My goal is to do 10 miles this morning, but I could tell you getting up in the morning sometimes is hard. And I know I can't be the only one. And the way the world is, the craziness of it, you get to a point in your life, and it makes you wonder, what are you getting up for? Not in a suicidal way, nothing like that, nothing like that. It's just that you've lacked, or you might be missing some motivation. You don't have your personal discipline to do things, perhaps things that you should probably be doing. And I get that way sometimes. Sometimes I wonder, what keeps me going? What gets me up in the morning? And being a single man, and with no family of his own, no wife, no children, so I'm not motivated by that. I'm in I guess you could say I'm retired by choice, even though I could go continue to work, but being military retired, being single, and was always a saver and investor, and in a position to where I don't have to be in an actual job. And so I'm blessed in that way. But sometimes I get up in the morning and I'm laying there in bed and I think, what's my motivation? So what I have been doing lately is I still make myself get up. And after I retired, there was a period where I just kind of let myself go. I had put on weight and got fat, got lazy. A couple years ago, decided to turn that back around and get back into shape again. And then discovering diet, changed my diet, and dropped like 25 pounds. And pants that I could barely button. There were shorts that I had that I couldn't even button them up. Now I could put them on and off while they're buttoned. They kind of fall off of me. So it's pretty amazing how the clothes fit differently. And I feel better. But yet there's times where I get up, like this morning, I'm like, man, what am I gonna do today? It's nice to be able to come and go, do what you want when you want to. And I think what motivates me is hope. And some people will say, well, Jim, hope's not a strategy. And I can understand that. But I still have hope in things. And still have a hope for certain things in life. And things that I haven't experienced yet. That a lot of people find common. But it's not so common to me. And so I still have hope. I still have some dreams. There's things still out there, that I think about. And so now I'm taking those steps and getting there, getting rid of stuff. In my last video, right now I'm in this decluttering, letting go of just stuff, cleaning out the garage, cleaning out the house, just trying to get things down to the bare minimum of what I need, and everything else, get rid of it. If it's not serving me, I'm getting rid of it. And just starting those little baby steps, you know, and just getting rid of things, simplifying things, looking ahead, looking to the future, looking at some of these trips that I'm planning, and looking forward to going other places, seeing other things, winding down chapters, closing a chapter, opening up a new one, you know. So that's what keeps me going. And sometimes it's still difficult, especially in the morning. It's like, you know, and you just wake up into an empty home. And so I think I can't be the only one that feels this way. And maybe even married people, I don't know, you know, and just the craziness and how things have changed, it seems. Since 2020, things have just changed in the world. It's just so disappointing in the way people are, and the divide that we have, and the way the economy is, and, you know, we're learning how things actually operate and how deceived we've been in so many ways, and lied to, and things that you thought were a certain way, now you find out are completely different and not what you think that they are. And it's so disappointing. So disappointing. And the dating scene for us single guys in America, oh my gosh, it's terrible. Like, what is going on in our society? And sorry, ladies, but what's going on with you women out here? Yeah, men too. But from a male point of view, I'm looking at these women, I'm like, what is going on here? It's like, I'm sorry, but that's not marriage material, and you are not a wife. I'm sorry, it's just, I mean, we can just go right on down the line, like, what is going on? Covered in tats, and I just get so frustrated with everything. And then I posted a video yesterday on how I watch the Amish people, and I watch them, and just their old-fashioned values of the men and their standard clothing that they have, and their straw hats, and then you look at the women, and their bonnets and their beautiful dresses that they wear, and I see them interacting as a family. I'm like, boom, that's it. I was watching them at that tractor show the other day, watching those Amish. I guess they were there. They had a big auction, and the Amish buy up a lot of those axes and tools that they're selling there. They buy all that stuff up there during the auction. I asked, why are all these Amish people here? Oh, they come here for the big auction, and they buy up all those tools and everything. I'm like, oh, okay. Sure enough, I saw them hauling it and loading their buggies up and everything. Anyway, but I just see them in their old-fashioned, old ways of roles of a man and the worker, you know, and he's leading that family, and she's this feminine woman, and caring and nurturing and loving and caring for the kids, and her manner of dress, and how she's not so exposed and covered in the tattoos and pig snout bullnose rings. And I soak it in, and I look at them, and I see the women, and I'm just like, wow. It takes my breath away, because it's so rare today to see. And that's just a topic alone of our women, and how we're just we lack modesty. We walk around basically naked and everything. And it's just like, something is so wrong. And even the lack of masculinity, I'll pick on the men too, not just the women, the modern woman, the feminist woman, but the men too. I got to tighten up my own shot group too as a man. Absolutely. I can point fingers. I can point it back at myself too. Jim, you need to get yourself straight. I'm working on it. And I hope that I can be the man that a woman would want to be with, and look up to me and trust me to lead her and to you know, and all those good things. And so, absolutely, but something's goofy. And the way we got so many feminine men now, masculine women, it's like roles are reversed. Something is not right. And this friction, and I feel it, and I think many people feel it. Something is off, people. Something is way off. And I think a lot of people are frustrated in seeing it, and we're scratching our heads. What the hell is going on? Anyway, I guess this video has turned into a rant. I could go off on a tangent. And anyway, but this video was mainly on finding the motivation, even amongst all the stuff that we're seeing and the things that I just talked about that shows my personal frustrations. And sometimes I wonder, Jim, why the hell am I getting up? I can just lounge around and walk around in my underwear in my house and watch YouTube all damn day and whatever the hell I want to do. But I get myself going, and I still remember my past, and I think there's a big part of me that still has that military in me, and that discipline is still there. It's a part of me. I mean, I still even wear my dog tags. And so at least if something should ever happen to me out there running, at least they can identify me. Who is this guy? Because I don't carry a wallet or nothing. So at least I have some identification. At least then they can find me or find where I live and call whoever they need to call. You know, so that's why I wear them. And so I still try to remember some of that military discipline that I was taught. And even though I would not recommend the military to anybody anymore, there is still some good that you can draw from it. At least even I can draw from it, even though I know the Army that I served 23 years, gave 23 years of my life to, and I can still extract the good that I learned from it, and it still made me and set me up to who I am today. And so I'm thankful for that. I'm thankful for that. And I just find it crazy, and I made the comment not long ago, isn't it a shame that man has to resort to the killing of each other to solve problems and disagreements, and that we have these wars? And then I thought to myself, well, Jim, you spent 23 years training to do just that, to kill people and to help facilitate that very thing, Jim. That's what you trained for. And yep, I sure did. I sure did. But I still try to keep some of that discipline, and part of that is in physical discipline. So I got my butt up this morning. I did some stretching already, some calisthenics. I did a few push-ups, and I have a jump rope in my garage, and I was jump roping a little bit, getting things warmed up. Do some stretching here, and then I may do some push-ups. I'll get up, do some pull-ups, crunches, and stretch things back out, that kind of thing. So, anybody who's out there struggling, you're not alone. Find something that you're motivated to get up for. So that's what I try to do. As I'm laying in bed, I remind myself why I need to get up, and find that reason to keep on going and finding joy in this life while we're here, even amongst all the goofiness and chaos that's going on. And you know, if you're a believer in the Bible, I've kind of been up and down in faith throughout the years. I don't go to a regular church anymore. And my views have changed in regards to Christianity, but I still think the Bible's still a good book. And but you know, the Bible predicted that these days would come. Read Romans 1. Read the first part of Romans 1. That's like reading the front page of the local newspaper. And we are seeing what's going on today that's written in the scriptures. And it's just absolutely amazing that in the last days that we're going to see this, and this. And we're seeing it. We're seeing it in regards to what's going on. So I find that interesting that even in the sacred text of the Bible, it said that these days will come. These days will come, and we're seeing it on what's happening and all the craziness going on. Anyway, I'll stop. Keep going. Don't quit. One day at a time, right? All right. Hey YouTube, I'm back. Thought I'd shoot a little video while I'm running. I'm gonna run 10 miles this morning, Sunday morning. I love it. Most people looking at me. I'm easy as Sunday morning. Yeah, so I come out here, do my runs. I don't run every day, a couple times a week. And I do a lot of thinking out here. Some of my best thinking. I should probably run with a notebook and pencil. Write down my ideas as they come. And anyway, I'm careful. These traffic, people are distracted nowadays. Even on the country roads, traffic is picked up out here where I live. I mean, it's growing. Farmland converted to housing developments. And it's just, we're being encroached upon out here. So the secret, I guess, is out. People are coming out to rural Ohio, leaving Cleveland, I guess. Houses are being built. And it's just so strange. Growing up, seeing all the open land, it's now covered in homes and more developments going up. But definitely raised the property values, that's for sure. They went up out here. I guess that's a positive. But so did the property taxes. Anyhow, if I want to get out here and say a few words as I'm out here running, put your money where your mouth is kind of deal. And I'm not just out here blowing smoke, but I want to live it. One thing I learned in the military when I was back in the Army is lead by example. So I'm out here, country life out here. Soybeans are ready to be harvested pretty soon. I think some places there are harvesting corn. And so I share a few words getting out here, moving my body, making myself do it. And I don't think I've ever had a time where I wished I didn't go out and run. Always feel better afterwards, you know? Look at this open field. See that? It's all plowed. I forget what was in there. They must have harvested it and plowed it already. All that land. This was Indian country out here, folks. This was Indian country. Native Americans were out here in the Ohio Ohio country, as George Washington said. And even now we still find arrowheads when they plow out here. They find them. I have some. Thought I'd do like a David Goggins video. I'm out here running. I got this email the other day. David, why am I not getting better? When you get up in the morning feeling sorry for yourself, poopy pants and shit, hitting that snooze button, you're already starting your day losing. You gotta ask yourself, what am I doing today to get better? Stay hard. Love those videos, man. That gotta get you motivated. I read that book, Can't Hurt Me. Then I read his other book, Never Finished. Highly recommend. If you don't have the motivation, he'll get you moving. Anyway, so my encouragement to you is if you're wanting to get yourself healthy, lose weight, you still can, no matter your age, and turn it around. And diet is a big part of it. Hear the stories. Oh, did you hear? Mark, they found him dead. He had a massive heart attack. He was a runner and this and that. And goes to show, all that fitness don't mean anything. Baloney. You know what happened there? Folks, you can't outrun a poor diet. His arteries were probably clogged because of the food he ate. Just because you run doesn't mean you're going to burn up that cholesterol. That's still in there. It's amazing how some of these people can still run. So you got to lower the fat, folks. Lower the cholesterol. Low-fat diets, man. High in fiber. Get your fruits, your vegetables. All right? Whole food. Potatoes. Grains, right? Buckwheat. Millet. Barley. Rice. Beans. Oh my gosh. Whole grains. You can eat whole grain spaghettis and a good... What's that bread? There's a bread in the freezer section called Ezekiel bread. Great bread. It's better than that off-the-shelf crap bread they sell on the main aisle. That stuff's garbage, man. And all those ingredients in that crap, then we wonder why we're getting sick, man. Fruit, vegetables, and exercise. Start small. You got shoes? Put them on. Walk. Hey, start jogging a little bit. If you only can jog for 30 seconds it is. And then walk the rest of the way. Next time, jog for a minute. Keep building up. Before you know it, you'll be jogging for 10 minutes. Keep getting better. Changing that diet and see the pounds falling off. And you'll feel better. Better than you've ever felt before. And a crying shame how people go their whole lives heavy, not really knowing what it feels like to be in good shape. But when you are healthy, boy, that's worth more than all the money in the world, man. My dad used to say when he'd make a mistake on something, or even if I made a mistake on something, made a boo-boo when we were working on a project together, he'd say, oh well, a blind man would pay $1 million to see it. Yeah, he's right. Yep. So I made a little scuff mark on that. All right, so the wall got scuffed up. So there's a scratch on the car from a grocery cart. No big deal, sir. Hey, man, it's just a car. And a blind man would pay $1 million to see it. No worries, brother. Have a nice day. You know what I mean? Hell yeah, man. That's the attitude we need to have in this country. People freak out over the most smallest, piddly ass, dumbass shit. Come on, man. Look at the big picture. So, find that motivation. Whatever it is. You can either continue to live like you live, or you can make a change. So much is in our control, man. In our control. You don't like it, change it. And I preach to myself. Boy, do I preach to myself. To get myself motivated. To get me going. Anyway, but I just wanted to share a few things. Right now I'm at 2.21 miles right now into this 10-mile run. So I'm going to keep going. Anyway, I'll catch you here in a few. Back up again. Approaching over 7 miles. I don't know if you can see it. Garmin. So, 3 miles to go on this run. Not trying to break any records. Just a nice, constant, steady run as I make my way back to home base here. So I hope people get something out of this video. It's not to show off or anything like that. Look at me. No. We're all in this thing together, sharing, thinking the same things and experiencing the same thing. And that it's just not you in these crazy times as we're going through this thing of life, you know? See, now I'm coming back into the town, more traffic now. Probably people going to church. Or going to brunch, whatever it might be. But that's why I post the video. 4-way intersection. I'll get one over. And maybe it'll help motivate some people to get out there and turn things around and improve and get better and to keep going and not give up. That's my thing. This thing ain't over yet, man. Some of us didn't start out well in life, or we messed things up, but I'm a big believer we can at least finish well. We need more finishers, man. We need more people who are going to finish well in this thing. And that's my goal. I ain't quitting. And we're going to finish on top. Yeah, man. So, I'm going to continue on here. I'll catch you here in a couple more miles. Okay, I'm over 9 miles now, and I'm running past my school I went to, and that's the football field and the track around it. Falcons, Firelands Falcons, home of the Falcons, and when I was in junior high, a Black Hawk helicopter landed right in this field for a Army recruiting event. They were out of Fort Campbell, Kentucky, 101st Airborne. And they came across and they hovered, and air assault team rappelled out of ropes out of the helicopter, came rappelling down, and the helicopter landed and was talking to us students about the Army. Little did I know that one day myself would join the military and fly a Black Hawk helicopter myself. And they took off, and then they circled around and did a low flyover to school, and off they went. So it was so cool, man. But that's where it happened, right there in that field. And interestingly enough, I never participated in any type of sport when I was in school. And I never ran track. I never played baseball. I didn't play any football. I wasn't in cross country. I probably would have been good at it. Wasn't even in the band. I never even went to a game. I never went to a ball game, never a basketball game, never a football game. I completely missed out on all of that. Never went to a dance, never went to my prom. Isn't that something? And here I am, all these years later, now, where a lot of my classmates who were once those star athletes back in the day probably couldn't even run a mile. And here I am, 51 years old after all these years, an athlete now, running that track, running cross country, staying fit and trim. So it's kind of like I'm living life in reverse. And check this out. See this building here? Let me show you something. My first day of kindergarten was right here. Yep, that was my kindergarten class. Right in there, the same original tile on that floor. And here's the doors, and I remember it like it was yesterday. First day of kindergarten, right here. Yep, all the memories in this school. And now it's just used as administrative offices. They built a whole new high school somewhere else, so this is only used for administrative purposes now. Oh, I got my finger on the lens, goofball. And so, but yeah, man, this is where I went to school, and the gym here, and that was the new gym. And I remember back in the day, there was a workout room in those double doors right there, right off to the right, was a weight room. Those guys were working out in there. Yep, right in there. See, it's all closed up, a big old lock on the door. And cafeteria was back there. Shop class was in there. I remember we had shop back when we had shop, man. Yep. But yeah, it's all grown up now. I'll come right around. And this is the old part of the school, which I'm about to show you. The original school in this town. Continuing on this run, thought, well, might as well give you a little tour of where I'm from while I'm at it, man. Where are you from, Jim? Where'd you grow up at? Well, sharing a little bit. You can't interrupt me. I get to talk. This is the nice thing about doing videos. There's an addition that was put on in 1957. You can see where they added on. See the sections? And they added on again. And then this was the original school right here. This front part. Heck yeah, that's it. Sandstone, baby. And now it sits empty. It's just kind of weird, you know, looking at a place you went to school at, and it now it sits empty. What's that say? Alterations and additions, 1922. Look at that. Yeah. Erected. Historical landmark, 1910. That's where it all started for Jim. Right here, baby, in the village. We're still a village. Yep, we're still technically a village here. I might be the village idiot, who knows? Here's that crazy guy running through town again. What the hell's his problem? Is he okay? I don't know. I see him always running around. Flagpole with no flag on it no more. Yep, I remember those days. Look at this. Somebody put a little flag right there. See it? How cute, huh? Somebody says, you know what? I'm still going to put a flag up here, by golly. Amen. Amen. Cybertruck. Did you see that? Anyway, let me finish this thing up, man. Oh, hell, might as well while I'm still running. Let me show you where I went to church. I grew up in church too, man. I don't go to church anymore. Walking down the sidewalk, sandstone sidewalk. Oh, how many people walk these sidewalks? But then, right here, is where I went to Sunday school. There's that hometown church, right there. Not many people go to it anymore, just a few people. But I can remember a day in that church growing up. Sometimes it was standing room only, where we put folding chairs in the back because all the pews were filled up. And the children's church down in the basement. And all those children down there. Now, they're lucky if they have 4 kids. I think church is in session right now. Look, only a few cars in the parking lot over there. Dang, where's my dang finger again? Fat finger in it. But that's it. Anyway, continuing on. Well, I'm back from my run. I ended up actually doing 10.85 miles. So I did a little extra. But that's okay, that's nothing new to me. In my previous life, I had a lot of extra training miles on my boots. I remember in airborne school, I was roster number 408. And during that airborne training, you got to do these parachute landing falls and different things. And oftentimes I heard roster number 408, unsat, do it again. Roster number 408, unsat, do it again. And again, I did it. Did the falls and the things that we were supposed to do in the harness and the parachute until I got it right. I remember I think his name was Staff Sergeant Higdon. I still can see his face, man. He never cracked a smile. And I don't know if he had a dip in it. It always looked like he had something in his lip. He just had that look. Just a hard-charging, rough guy. And I could still hear his voice. Roster number 408, unsat, do it again. And then near the end, when I started to finally start picking it up and getting successful and doing the things correctly, he barely cracked a smile at me, as if it was just a kind of a, all right, you got it. And then the same thing when I was going through my Special Forces assessment and selection. And you have 3 tries to do the land navigation course. I failed at my first and second try. I was a 3rd time go passing the land navigation course, which is very grueling. You've got points that are 10, 15 Ks away, you know, and sometimes you're flipping the map over, you know. And but I was almost a land nav recycle, but I got it on the 3rd time. So extra training, nothing new to me. 10.85, a little bit extra, so what? But anyway, we finished it, and now is the cool down. And here's where I'll stretch it out. You know, stretch for 10, 12, 15 seconds. Just stretching it out. Stretching is very important, something that even I need to work on. My flexibility is terrible. And so I think I need to perhaps maybe join maybe a yoga class or something, man, and work on my stretching. So very, very important. Stretch the back, calves, hamstrings, all that good stuff, man. Stretch it out, cool it down. Whew. That was a hell of a run. It was a good run, man. So if you stuck with me this far in the video, thanks for following along. Thanks for listening, and I hope maybe I helped somebody. I post these not for myself, but maybe somebody can get something out of this, you know, and encourage somebody and lift somebody up, maybe light a fire under somebody's butt who knows that, you know what, I need to get myself in shape too, Jim. Thanks for the encouragement, man, and your example. You're not just blowing smoke and talking a good game, but you're out there doing it yourself, man. That's awesome. Hell yeah. So that's what I do. Get out here, get a run in. Some days I may ride a bike. Still trying to get better in the swimming pool. Sometimes I just simply walk. Walking is a great exercise. You're walking, swinging those arms, man. That's a great exercise. Great exercise. So you don't need to get crazy and start jogging and running 10 miles. Just go out and walk. Get yourself a comfortable pair of shoes and just go out and walk. Change that diet, man. Drop the pounds. Man, you'll feel so much better all the way around, man. All the way around. So, whoop. And I can feel that in my back. But stretch it out. So now I'll take a nice good shower. Stretch out a little bit more in the shower. Eat a little something. Well, what do you eat, Jim? Well, I'll probably have a nice bowl of oatmeal. Sometimes I'll put blueberries in it, some kind of fruit, peaches, whatever, strawberries. On occasion, I'll put walnuts in there. I try to limit my nuts because nuts are so high in fat. They're just, the majority of them is fat. So take it easy on the nuts, the walnuts. I do like them. So sometimes I'll crumble up a little bit, sprinkle it on top. Mixing that in the oatmeal, man, and man, that's a good meal, you know. And then maybe for lunch, I'll have a bean burrito. Beans that I have cooking in my crock pot, pinto beans. And they're nice. Sometimes I'll cook the pinto beans overnight. And then in the morning, they're done. I get a potato masher, mash the pinto beans. Get a nice whole grain, whole wheat tortilla. You know, heat them up a little bit. Put those beans in there. Whatever vegetables you want. Some shredded lettuce, tomato, onion, whatever you want. Peppers. Some sprouts you can sprinkle in there. Some salsa. Wrap that burrito up, man. Man, that's a meal. And it's no fat in it. You know, you don't have that cholesterol and fatty stuff in it. Just good, wholesome, good, nourishing food, man. You know, maybe for dinner, some lentil soup or a vegetable soup, you know, with a nice whole grain bread. And so you can eat real good food to nourish your body, man. Maybe I'll start posting some videos on my meals. And we'll have a little cooking show. Jim cooking it up in there. Healthy style, man. So anyway, I'll catch you guys on the next one, man. Be safe. And again, thank you for watching.